Hi, everyone. Okay, so a couple things. I'd like to invite you guys to my video on July 6th um, in regards to some of the stuff we're talking about today, but more in depth. We're going to talk about suicidal rates in Canada, some mental health issues, how the government has been promoting how better income directly relates to better health, overall health, physical well being, mental health, all that stuff. And yet they are putting Canadians in situations where they are making it impossible for Canadians to survive. And we'll talk about that a little bit today. I would also like to invite everybody to look at my webpage, singleparentingmanitoba.com, where all the documents are uploaded. Now, I understand that YouTube seems to have blurred out the documents, which is not okay. There's a reason I'm putting these documents online. So um, I'd like everybody to go to singleparentingmanitoba.com to actually see the documents um, that I am uploading. All right, so but also watch the videos because the videos I am doing explanations of the documents as I understand them. Now, keep in mind, I am not a lawyer. I am not trained in legalities, but um, but reading the documentation, this is how I am understanding it. Now, now on Monday, I visited Casera Credit Union, which is amalgamating with Access Credit Union on July 1st, 2023. Now, I do have a Manitoba human rights complaint in regards to Casera Credit Union. So the Manitoba human rights complaint will then, I guess, go also to Access Credit Union because Access Credit Union is taking over all the accounts and customers of Casera Credit Union. So hence the human rights complaint would also go against Access Credit Union if they choose to do what Casera Credit Union is doing presently, I suppose. Anyways, so on Monday, this past Monday, so today is June 15th. So this past Monday, June 12th, um, I went down to Casera Credit Union and I spoke with Kathy Lemke um, directly. Now, in previous emails, she indicated that she will not be accepting any sort of partial payments. Now, I had a couple $1,000s in my hand, and I said to her, can we apply this to the mortgage arrears? And she said no. Now that to me was very discriminatory because she's essentially denying me the right to try and clear up the account. Um, Now, on the heels of that happening, so today, um, I also sorry, I should back up a couple weeks. So a couple weeks ago, maintenance enforcement unfroze my account. Now, it's interesting because in February they froze my account, putting my property in, making sure my property insurance bounced. My property tax, it went to Winnipeg, the city of Winnipeg, and then it got reversed going to maintenance enforcement. So property tax, um, property tax kept bouncing because the account was frozen. So maintenance enforcement essentially ensured that I would not be eligible for the TIPS program, which is a monthly payment program for towards towards the property tax, because if you default on your tips payment, you're not eligible for them anymore. So maintenance enforcement is making it increasingly hard for me to survive. They also, by taking the $4,000 payment out of literally wiping out my entire bank account in February, they also sent my mortgage into default, which prompted the whole thing with Casera Credit Union. Now, on the now that I'm trying to make payments, maintenance enforcement again is talking about freezing my account. So this past week, I just got new property insurance. Um, and the payments are supposed to be coming out of Casera Credit Union. Now, it was difficult for me to get property insurance after the last property insurance contract got terminated for non-payment because maintenance enforcement froze my account. Now I've got another contract, and maintenance enforcement again is pulling this. They again are talking about freezing my account, which will again send my property insurance into default, which is also a condition on my mortgage. So maintenance enforcement is making it impossible for me to literally survive. And also freezing my account, that means that they again are going to wipe my account down to zero, which again is financial abuse by the provincial government. People need money to be able to survive, to buy food, to pay for their rent, to pay for their mortgage. The provincial government is putting me in a situation where I essentially am going to lose my house. On top of that, I also received a letter from the federal government. Now, we'll be talking about this more in depth in the weeks to come. But for right now, I'm just going to upload the document. Now, keep in mind, I've got the mortgage that I'm trying to clear up. I've got maintenance enforcement threatening to freeze my account. And now I've got the federal government saying that if I don't pay them so much money in such a time frame, they're going to take collection actions against me. Now, the federal government isn't oblivious to what's going on. They aren't oblivious to the fact that I'm not working right now. I sent them an email stating as much. So for somebody to say that um and it's interesting because the email I sent them, the email I sent them, I told them that I was going to be going on employment insurance because um, I needed to take some time away from work. Um, and we'll just leave it at that for the moment. But um, long story short, the provincial government, the federal government are all coming after me. And the federal government, I put in this claim against the federal government for my constitutional rights being violated at the custody trial in October, where I was on Legal Aid Manitoba, or I was a client of Legal Aid Manitoba, but I was denied a lawyer. The judge knew that I was a client of Legal Aid Manitoba, but they went ahead without me having representation, which violates my constitutional rights under Section 15.1 and 15.2 of the Canadian Constitution. Now, we'll talk about that more again in later video. I'm hoping July 6th I'll be able to talk about it in full. But this is kind of just an introduction right now, saying, like, this is a scenario that I'm facing right now. Meanwhile, the Canadian and provincial government promote the knowledge that better income promotes better overall health, and they are also um well, it's what is happening is financial abuse. And we'll talk about how stuff like this could potentially correspond with suicidal rates and mental health issues in Canada, and how the provincial government is creating situations where it is impossible for Canadians to live and be healthy and survive in Canada. All these documents can be uploaded on singleparentingmanitoba.com. I have put it in the notes on YouTube, but for whatever reason, that piece on in my notes seems to be deleted, which is interesting that um, certain parts of my comments and notes can be deleted. Anyways, you guys have a good day, and we will talk to you later. Singleparentingmanitoba.com to see the documents. Thanks. Bye.